the co-chair of the Republican National Committee on Arrangements, David Bossie, and former traveling press secretary on Biden's 2020 campaign, Michael LaRosa. It's good to have you both. Do either of you want Kennedy on the stage? No. Okay, so let's go to why you think you're going to win. I start with you, Brother Bossie. Why do you believe this is a good development for former President Trump?
Because he's going to be able to show very clearly that Joe Biden is the worst president in American history. The Biden record, the cratering mess that is America right now, whether it is foreign policy, the economy, our southern border, he wins hands down, poll after poll. You look at what the important issues are to the American people, whether it is crime or the border. Donald Trump is decimating Joe Biden. And that is why he's so desperate to have to debate, because Donald Trump has called him out, calls him out regularly, and no one thinks Joe Biden can stand for 2 hours. Look, just in the 13-second video, they had to do 5 different cuts to make 13 seconds, to be able to put 13 seconds together. Chris, it's outrageous that this guy thinks he's going to be able to handle Donald Trump.
I will warn you, though. I'll warn you, Dave. Don't set too low a bar. You guys did that on the State of the Union. If you just make it whether or not he can stand there for 2 hours, you're setting yourself up for an easy loss. Michael LaRosa, let me bring him in here, and then you guys will talk to each other. All right? Okay? You know I love you, Dave. So, Michael, how do you see the proposition for the president?
Well, I think they did something today that they haven't really done, and I think it speaks to where we are in the campaign. But they're taking a risk, and this isn't a team that usually takes risks. But I think they won the day because they've also done something that they never really do, and that they changed the story. You're doing your A block tonight on Joe Biden's decision to do these debates and to challenge Donald Trump to these debates or accept the challenges. They don't change the story that often, but they managed to do that today. And, you know, I think what you're seeing is they are eager to, like 4 years ago, show the contrast between the two of them. Because whenever Donald Trump is the center of attention, the American people get really turned off. And the reason why we know that is because of the last 3 election cycles, the voting behavior. The polls are what they are. You're absolutely right. But look at the voting behavior of the people who are actually going to the polls when Donald Trump is either on the ballot or center stage.
Look, you're both grown-ups. Talk to each other. Talk to each other about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just correct the record for a second. The Biden campaign hopes that it changes the narrative, but it's not changing the narrative. And you know why? Because the American people still have 20% inflation on everything across the board since Joe Biden has been president. Gas is up 55%, food is up 21%, rent is up 21%. That is what, at the kitchen table, people are talking about, not talking about the debates. We're talking about it on TV, but your average American, they don't care about that. They care about what's hurting their wallets, what is hurting their family, crime, illegal immigration, and the economy, and the burning out of control wars that are going on across this country. That's what the American people
Michael,
care about every day,
Biden,
and that's why Donald Trump's going to win.
Do you think Biden has a case that he can make in contrast? Go ahead.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? The thing about my campaign experience, my experience at the White House, when we came in, most presidents and most campaigns and new administrations get to celebrate going into the White House. We couldn't. We spent the night before the inauguration and the night of the inauguration at memorial services, mourning the 400,000 lives lost because Donald Trump was such an embarrassing failure as a president. You can say what you want about gas prices and inflation. The economy shut down, schools shut down, businesses shut down. And then we had to come in and clean up his mess. And we had to mourn 400,000 people the night before our inauguration because of what they did to this country. And I think we're going to remind them every single day from now on.
I'm going to remind you that
this
is the China virus, not the Republican virus.
Oh, yeah.
No. You're blaming the virus on the Republican Party.
Where Ivanka Oh.
Come on. Be a serious person for a moment. You can't blame the Republican Party on the China virus, okay? So just stop, because that's a ridiculous thing to do.
The China
virus. It's a ridiculous thing to do.
Okay, well.
It actually came here from Europe, by the way. Started in China, went to Europe, came here.